All right, guys, so me and Carlos just finished up some lunch and we were doing a little bit of talking, and we just want to share kind of with you guys this whole experience. He kind of touched on something that was really important and that stuck out, and that was, you know, guys, the other day when I started this trip, I had a lot of stuff go wrong before I ever even got checked into my flight. My flight had got canceled, and so I had to reschedule. A few minutes later, my wife had her car had broke down, and I was trying to figure out how to get somebody up there to take care of her. You know, just a few minutes after that, I finally got over to my terminal, waiting on the plane, and my insurance company called me, and I had gone through a workers' comp audit, and there was a, you know, they do an audit and findings, and we hadn't figured enough for my increase in revenue last year for what I was having to pay out then on employees. So my payroll had jumped a couple $100,000, and it ended up being like a $10,000 or a $12,000 penalty that I had to go back in and pay, and they needed that money. So like all that being said, it was like just boom, 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 something after another. That flight gets delayed. I finally get into Houston. That flight gets delayed. And then, you know, they lose my luggage once I get to Chicago. And it was just like one thing after another, just trying to get up here to this event. And, you know, the whole time, like for me, I didn't ever like waver. Like I did think about it for just a second, but after that, it was just like making the most out of the situation. I mean, you know, make jokes about having to borrow somebody's underwear, or, you know, just all these different things, but like just knowing that there was something bigger coming and like having the right mindset. So like the mindset was like 100% the big thing that came out of that, and like just finding a way, because I could have been all down, or I could have, you know, turned around and, you know, left and gone home. Just a lot of things could have happened, and then I wouldn't have had this opportunity that I've had today, you know, going out with Carlos and his father and checking out this job, getting a lead on a new project. You know, this connection turned into a bid on a project that's a fountain and a fire pit, and, you know, some countertops for the outdoor kitchen, and you know, pergola, and a, you know, trellis, and I mean, it's just like, it's a ton of work, like a huge project. You know, and then went on and looked at the customer's farm and talking about doing a complete property design for him. And you just never know, like the networking and making connections. And you know, I had talked to Carlos just for a few minutes, you know, that day, but it was so busy, there's so many people, we didn't have time to connect, you know, one another. And you know, so I had some plans that got canceled that I wasn't able to do, and God just opened up this other door of coming and meeting Carlos and just being able to, you know, pour into him. And I just feel like it was 100% part of God's plan. And then, you know, we talked about stuff that he wanted to do with this company and how he wants to brand himself and do a scale in his company and all this. And we go and we meet one of the higher ups at at Russo's today, and he's talking about the same stuff, just validating what we had just talked about, you know, the night before. And then we go out today and we had these plans. We wanted to go hit aquascapes and do all this stuff, and we had this opportunity to go. You know, his dad called us. He's like, hey, y'all come out to this big hardscape that he's working on. And so we came out, and it turned into this huge lead of a time that I'm going to be able to collaborate with him, get out here, do some training with him, show him how we do some hardscape stuff. And you just never know what's going to happen. So like all this said and done, like, you know, always have faith, like just stay strong in that, but like your mindset's got to be right. So like get your mind right to know, like, how can I make the most out of the worst possible situation? And, you know, because if I would have been me and I'd have been pissed off at the world, me and Carlos wouldn't have connected. We wouldn't have had this genuine connection, you know, like a brotherhood. I mean, I don't know, it's not cliche. I don't know how you can say it, but I mean, it's insane. Words don't describe. I mean, just literally the bond formed in 2 days, you know, between the two of us in this industry. And it's something that, you know, he and I not only want to, you know, it's not like we want to keep this in a little box for ourselves, but we want to share it with you guys. And so like having the right mindset, being open to things, and then just constantly networking, the power of networking, not only to help one another, but then how those blessings then, when I was just trying to pour into him, he was able to, you know, bless me, and you know, just being able to hang out. And then it turned into this huge project where we're both going to benefit from it now, and it's just awesome. So, you know, I hope you kind of enjoyed a little bit of the spill of what's been happening the last few days, and just the chaos. And you know, I know you're keeping up with it on the Instagram stories, but you know, this is a little more in detail of what's happening, and I'm thankful, and it's awesome, and you guys have a good day. I'm the last one here, guys, and I still don't see my bag. I think I'm gonna be wearing the same underwear for a few days. Hopefully Echo's got some gear to hook me up with, so at least I can change my shirt. Well guys, they did indeed lose my luggage. It's coming in on a later flight, so we're gonna wait on the limo, head back to the hotel, and see if we can meet up with some guys.